Hi, y'all. This is Misadventures, aka Stephanie Bailey or Stephanie Bailey, Misadventures. They all go hand in hand. This is Sisters on Love, Life, and Keeping It Real. We have Tiffany back as a guest. She's so awesome and wonderful. I wanted to bring her back. And today we are going to talk about mama's boys. Mama's boys are really the guys that have a hard time having boundaries with their mothers. And this isn't like when a son is really close to his mother, because that is a good thing, right? We want that, that has a good relationship and respects their mother. However, this is when you feel like your partner is literally dating their mother in multiple ways, whether they will not tell their mother about you. Maybe they won't hold the space to really date you because the mom isn't ready for them to date. Or maybe, you meet the mom and you have this great relationship with your partner, and all of a sudden the mom's opinion, might disrupt how your partner feels towards you. And, I get it. I've been there. My mom has had opinions on people I've dated. And as much as I can say, I didn't care what she thought, I did look at them differently and be like, maybe this isn't the person I'm supposed to be with. However, my partner currently, if my mom loves him, by the way, but if she did not like him, that would not change my view, because I know how great he is and what the connection we have. But when those lines of a mother son, because that is different than a mother daughter relationship, are crossed to where you feel like, who's really in this relationship? What do you do, Tiffany?
Well, I call it the surrogate parent. So, like, they are pretty much taking the place of their spouse or their potential spouse and taking care of them in their own way. There is a fine line. Like, there's this advice that you want to find someone that is very nice and close to their mom and their sisters, because that's how they're going to treat you. But there is also this further definition of being a mama's boy where you're still living with her in your 30s or 40s, and you're taking care of her or she's taking care of you. And it becomes a place where you feel like there's a competition. And so uh, sometimes you can put up boundaries right away, like knowing that they have this situation going on, or you just know that that may not be what you want. And if you know that's not what you want, you may need to just let them know right up front, like, this is not what I'm looking for. But then, like I said, there could be boundaries where, like, I don't know how that would look like really, but it depends. Maybe you have some advice on like how you can set boundaries
I mean, I feel
for
like
that.
the boundaries would have to be set, honestly, in the very beginning. So, as much as I feel like my partner's mom is my mother-in-law, even though we're not married. And I love her tremendously. And she's very protective of her son. And I get it. It's her only son. However, in the beginning, we had to set boundaries because he would come back and be like, well, my mom said, I'm like, okay, listen. I get this and I respect her. However, there's got to be boundaries. Either we're together and we're creating our unit, our family, our decision making, or you're doing it with your mother. It can't be both, because it's getting too confusing in your brain. And then it's becoming, and with me, it was becoming almost like she was more in control of our relationship than we were in control of our relationship. So, really, ladies, it's about having communication. And now, I don't want to say now, I love his mother. Like, we are so close. I can call her about anything as well. But again, it's that boundary of like, whatever we discuss, there's things that stay between just her and I, just like there's things that stay between my partner and her, and then there's things that we can all talk about. So it doesn't feel like I'm competing with his mom anymore. It did in the beginning of our relationship, and that's just keeping it real. But I mean, we've been together for 4.5 years, and it doesn't feel that way at all. So really, it's about upfront talking about, okay, listen, that's not okay by me. And it's not a threat by saying, this is what I want, this is what I'm willing to deal with, and this is what I will not deal with. That's not a threat. That's you just expressing how you feel. And when we don't do that, then that's when the boundaries get crossed in a negative way, where we're dealing with things that we're like, oh, great. Now he's got to ask his mom permission to go out with me, right? Or he's got to ask his mom if it's okay if I do this or that. I mean, that's just, especially at our age, No, no. I mean, if you're in your like 20s and obviously somebody's living with their mom, early 20s, maybe teens, I get it. But when you're dating a man who's in their 30s or 40s or 50s, who is living with their mom, not because of health reasons, but because you're filling a void. The man is filling a void for the husband that's not there. That's when it can become very unhealthy.
Yeah. And also like asking like what's your plan for the future? Are you planning to, move out or,
Mm-hmm.
stay with your mom? And also the other thing is if they do plan to move out, can they move out on their own without moving in with you for you to be their mother? So that's
Right.
also the
Right.
thing you
That's the
don't
thing
want to
about a
get
mama's boy.
into.
You might end up being their mother too.
Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of communication, I think, vary from the beginning of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, ladies, that's what we have for you today. Mama's Boy is in my second book that will be coming out. It's not in this book, 99 Types of Guys. I have another one that is coming out next year. But this year, 99 Types of Guys is the book that every woman, every man, whoever dates men should have. It's your dating guidebook on the various types of men that are out there. It's a humorous collection of dating tips and misadventures of the different men that I've come in contact with. So yes, thank you, Tiffany, for being here once again. I absolutely love having you. And thank you all for listening and have an amazing, amazing evening or day, depending on what time you're watching this. Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you.